This is awkward occurrence or awkward entertainment. So we're going to be talking about the police activity at the Carlton Reserve today. And we're going to be talking about the dates changing from the 14th to the 13th. The parents misremembered when Mr. Laundrie took the Mustang and this, that, and the third. This, that, and the third. So we're going to get in this video from News Station Prime, and I'm going to commentate throughout.
Good evening to you. We start tonight with breaking news in the manhunt for Brian Laundrie. We are hearing from the lawyer of Brian's parents who says they want to assist police in the search for their son tonight. They were going to help today, but that was postponed. We want to go right to correspondent Brian Enton live in Northport, Florida tonight with this significant development. Brian, I know you've been in touch with this attorney.
Yeah, Marty, this is definitely a twist that we did not see coming, especially just within the last hour or so. Christopher Laundrie, inside the house behind me, now apparently asked by the police to assist in the search for his son. I want to show you this. This is the text message that confirms it from Mr. Bertolino, the Laundrie family attorney. This is what he texted us. Chris Laundrie was asked to assist law enforcement in their search for Brian at the preserve today. Since the preserve has been closed to the public, Chris has not been able to look for Brian in the only place Chris and Roberta believe Brian may be. Roberta is...
Okay, Chris hasn't been able to look for Brian, as if his 70-year-old self will go out to that swampy area and look for his son, because I wouldn't do it. I'm like, my son did something crazy. He's out in the swampy area, and I'm 70-something years old. I'm not renting a boat. I don't care if the reserve was closed or open. I'm not renting a boat to search thousands of miles for him. No, I'll leave that to police. No. Let's continue. No.
Brian's mom. Unfortunately, Northport police had to postpone Chris's involvement, but Chris and Roberta are hopeful there will be another opportunity to assist. We followed up in text with the attorney asking, well, is he going to be going out there tomorrow to assist? Will he be leaving the house to go to the reserve? The attorney says at this point it's in the hands of police, Marty.
Did he elaborate as to why it was postponed today, their involvement?
He did not elaborate, but it's interesting that apparently Christopher Laundrie was supposed to go today. We don't know what got in the way of that, but it could now be happening tomorrow.
Well, and it appears by what he said, Brian, that they are volunteering to help in the search, not just being asked by police, but they are hopeful that they can be helpful in trying to find their son. So a major development from them tonight. They have been silent for weeks. The other big development today was this activity that was happening out at that reserve, that swampy area in Florida. What did you witness today?
Yeah, that's why this development tonight with Christopher Laundrie was interesting when it comes to the reserve, because today there was so much action again at the reserve. It's been quiet for quite some time today. We saw at least 15 different FBI vehicles.
I was thinking maybe they found him. That's what I was thinking. I know a bunch of other people was thinking that, but let's continue.
Focused in on one very specific area. It has been quiet at the Carlton Reserve lately, but not today. Dozens of FBI agents back in the swamp.
So earlier I saw the video of them on that bridge, and I was looking at the white vans, and I was thinking, well, is that a coroner's van? Do they have body bags? Are you putting a body in the back of one of those vans? And well, of course, I didn't see a coroner's van. I didn't see a coroner's tag. I was thinking maybe he's under that bridge in the water, so he killed himself. But that's not what was happening here. But let's continue.
Looking for any sign of Brian Laundrie. Why this spot and why the renewed attention here today? The FBI won't comment.
So they're going to stop in this area. And again, we don't know why or what they're doing, but we're looking.
And today...
And they weren't doing nothing stopping in that area. Absolutely nothing but standing around. You go back and look. Let's continue.
The over 24,000 acre swamp, this appears disappeared. A drone, but not like the ones we're used to seeing. It's almost like a mini plane.
If they find an anomaly on the ground, a person, an object, or something, they can give a ground team the GPS coordinates to center in on that exact location. Right?
Drone expert Michael Hill says this drone could have thermal cameras on it to pick up the heat given off by a person at night, or an even more advanced technology called LiDAR.
LiDAR for this would be more if he had a jump pack on him. He was camouflaged, you know what I mean? Hiding in a group of trees or something.
Back at the
So a bunch of junk technology that can just equip to a helicopter, and a helicopter can fly around.
Laundrie house, still so much mystery surrounding the family's Mustang. Brian's parents claim he drove it to the reserve and left it there. New today, we obtained this Northport police report from an abandoned vehicle at the reserve on September 24th, but police blacked out the entire narrative because of the ongoing FBI investigation. And so definitely,
We're going to get into why I think they blacked out the entire narrative at the end of this video.
a new emphasis. It's clear on the Carlton Reserve. Tomorrow will be especially interesting now. We'll have to wait and see. Will Chris Laundrie leave the house behind me, first time in days, and head out to the reserve to help police?
Major development. Brian Enton, stand by. We're going to be checking back in with you in just a few minutes on this story that continues every night to give us just new pieces, new clues into where he is and what happened to Gabby.
Yeah, new pieces, new clues every night, but some of these pieces and clues turns out to be disinformation from the media because dates change. We get tips that don't get verified right away. This, that, and the third. Just little things here and there keep changing. All right. Let's continue. Oh, no, he didn't purchase the phone on the 4th. It was the 14th. Oh, no, it wasn't the 14th. It was the 4th. Let's just continue. You can probably think of a few things yourself that has changed in this story. It wasn't what it was before. But now this is an article from 2 weeks ago. This talks of the Mustang being found near the Carlton Reserve and how there was a mysterious note left on the Mustang. Now, it's been 2 weeks, and we're just finding out now what was left on the Mustang, what notes were left on the Mustang. But I like how they use the word mysterious to add mystery, suspense to what could have been left on the Mustang. It's like a cliffhanger. It keeps you thinking, keeps you intrigued. I know some people were thinking maybe it was a note by Brian saying he's leaving, he's not coming back, he's all hurt, this, that, and the third. But let's continue. Alright, let me enlarge this. Now, I've read through this stuff, so I'm just going to talk about it. Now, they spoke of the police report and how the narrative was blacked out. I believe the narrative was blacked out because they don't want to get too far ahead in this story. They don't want to give too many details, even though they change the details every once in a while from what it was to something else. But this speaks of the FBI confirming the day the Mustang was found. The Mustang was found on September 13th, Monday. The parents picked it up September 15th. Before they picked it up, they went out there. They left a note for Brian on the car to move the car. Police also left a note on the car to move the car, or they were going to tow it. But that's what I'm getting from multiple articles. Let's continue. The Ford Mustang was found 16 miles away from the Carlton Reserve, where parents claim he went hiking. So this makes it seem like the parents are lying. I already see that in other people's videos. The narrative coming from mainstream media articles and videos is that, well, the Mustang wasn't where the parents said it was. If you don't go and do more research or just read more articles, You won't know the car was actually at the Carlton Reserve. It was at the entrance of the Carlton Reserve. And does this article, at the bottom of this article, you will see the address is 6968 Visitor Town Road. And later on in the next clip, we will see that address is one of the entrances to Carlton Reserve. So no, the parents weren't lying. I know media is trying to make it seem like they were. People are going to make videos saying, oh, the parents lied, they're still hiding something, this, that, and the third. So they're going to keep the narrative of parents lying going. You still got those protesters out there with their blowhorns and whatnot. I'm surprised they haven't changed the law keeping people from protesting. I'm surprised they haven't brought that up yet in Florida. Take away some rights. This is about the parents changing the timeline from the 13th to the 14th. They misremembered by a day. Not such a big deal because it's not Brian Laundrie being found. That's why it's not a big deal. If they got 24-hour window wrong, they got the window of when he left wrong by 24 hours. Not such a big deal. Again, it's not Brian Laundrie being found. It's not Brian Laundrie being charged with murder because he still hasn't been charged with the murder of Gabby Petito. No autopsy, no nothing. Yeah, let's continue. So at the bottom it states, Mr. Laundrie left to hike the reserve on September 13th. The parents mistaked it for the 14th. I believe they went out there to the car on the 15th. Well, either on the 14th they went out there and found the car, left a note, returned, came back and got the car on the 15th. The reason they left the car, what I'm reading from another article, the reason they left the car is in hopes he'd come back to it and come home. Now, this continues to talk about the 13th and the 14th. The parents getting the dates messed up. In the middle of the car. It also talks about Mr. Laundrie leaving Gabby Petito in the middle of their trips. They go back home to Florida to counsel a storage unit so they can have more money for their cross-country trip. The storage unit is probably less than $100 a month, so they save less than $100 a month on their 4-month journey. So let me see what else it says. Again, that narrative of, oh, they misremembered, it was the 13th, makes it seem like they're lying, coming from mainstream media. The narrative of, oh, there was an old woman in the store with him on September 4th. Okay. Makes it seem like the parents are covering something up. Right, let's continue. The parents are still free. No big changes in the case. Besides, police finding a campsite. Are we on that yet? Let me get to that article. That's why they didn't want Mr. Laundrie, the dad, Chris Laundrie, to come out and search with them today because they found a fresh campsite. So this is from CNN. Police searching for Brian Laundrie have found the remains of a campsite that appeared to have been recently used at the Florida Reserve. The Florida Reserve, which has been the focus of them finding Brian Laundrie. Earlier, the law enforcement had asked his father to show them trails that his son was known to have used, but then told him because of the campsite discovery, they wanted to search the area alone. That don't make sense. Because you found the campsite discovery, you didn't want his help, you wanted to search alone. It really wouldn't matter if he was with them or not, because What if he was with them and they found the campsite? He still would have searched with them. That little detail doesn't make sense. It's ridiculous. Would not be making those decisions or taking those actions. Let's continue. So maybe Mr. Laundrie, the parent, goes out there to help find Brian Laundrie tomorrow. I mean, I guess he's going to get on one of those swamp boats. They're going to point out spots he's usually at. I don't know how much help Mr. Chris Laundrie can be. When this is 24,000 acres, y'all. 24,000 acres. Like, we need your help. We need your help to help point out spots your son will usually camp out at in this reserve. Really? Really? You found the campsite today. He wasn't at the campsite. You don't know who the campsite belonged to. The campsite could have belonged to Bigfoot, Sasquatch. It could have been a talking bear. You know, you never know. They don't indicate if they found anything of Brian Laundrie's, a footprint of Brian Laundrie's, a Monster Energy can, just nothing. They don't even know whose campsite it was or how old it is, even though they say it's fresh or somewhat new. Let's just continue. Now, what is this about? Oh, this is more about the Mustang. The lawyer told Laundrie's father, Chris, the father went to look for him the night of September 13th when he didn't return from the park. So Chris Laundrie went to go look for his son September 13th. The next day on September 14th, both of the parents returned to the area to look for Brian and saw the citation the police left on the car. They returned the next day to retrieve the vehicle. So this is the timeline from the 13th to the 15th. 13th, Mr. Laundrie left. 14th, the parents went out there to see where he was. They saw the car. They saw the citation. They also left a note themselves for Brian. On the 15th, when Brian didn't come home, they went out there and retrieved the car. Then reported him missing. So, and I believe that is it, people. I believe that is it. Let's play this again. So today, police, FBI found a somewhat fresh campsite out by the Carlton Reserve. In the Carlton Reserve, they don't indicate whether they found any items of Brian or whose campsite it was. They wanted Brian Laundrie's father, Chris Laundrie, to come help search, but they changed their mind for whatever reason. I know, well, the reason was they found the campsite, but they still changed their mind about him coming to search and point out areas. You didn't find a body. They sent the drones out there. You saw the drone, the airplane. They sent the drone out there to see if they can spot Brian, but they didn't spot him. I mean, it doesn't take long for drones and helicopters to search a 24,000 acre land with all types of infrared cameras, this, that, and the third. It doesn't take that long, and they had been out there for weeks and have spotted nobody. One interesting thing I've noticed in the reporting from media, comments from both parents, Petito parents and Laundrie parents, they keep stating, I believe he's alive, he's not dead. I believe he's alive, he's not dead. So I'm wondering if he's going to turn up dead in this story. He's just going to turn up dead because they keep emphasizing he's alive, not dead. So, he might turn up dead, y'all, somewhere in the Carlton Reserve, because they're still searching the Carlton Reserve weeks later. Why aren't y'all in California? New news, Carlton Reserve, we found a camping site. So my California theory may not be, you know, correct. That might not be true since they're still searching the Carlton Reserve. Well, we will see. Details change, things change. That campsite could have been from Bigfoot, like I said, could have been from Bigfoot. All right, anything else? Anything else on this video before I end this out? Anything else? Parents might go help search, campsite, the Mustang, the timeline change. Parents are innocent. Mainstream media spins things to make it seem like the parents are guilty. That's the narrative of the script. Drones, privacy evasion. Okay, no, nothing else. Yeah, the tip. I'm hearing the Appalachian Trail tip from Dennis Davis was not a good tip. Like, Dennis Davis may have mistaken some guy in a white pickup truck for Brian Laundrie. That's what I'm hearing. It wasn't actually Brian Laundrie in that white pickup truck who asked for directions to California. So we will see. We will see. This is the Quality Inn Motel in Cambridge, Ohio. This is where another tip came in from two maintenance workers who say they saw Brian Laundrie. The police went out there, FBI went out there, couldn't find him. I still don't know if they had camera footage of Mr. Laundrie out here. Still don't know. Maybe they didn't have camera footage. Why? Because, well, police went back to Carlton Reserve today. They found the campsite, so maybe Mr. Laundrie is still in Florida at the Carlton Reserve, maybe. Or police wouldn't be wasting their time on a campsite that has no evidence that Brian has been there. This is just more pictures of the Quality Inn at Camden Bridge, in Camden Bridge, Ohio. It's about $46 a night if anybody is interested. They have a nice pool. Now, it looked nice at night, but during the daytime, you can tell it's a $46 motel, hotel, but they do have some nice modern looking rooms. They do. All right, that's about it, everyone. Let me end this out. This has been Awkward Occurrence or Awkward Entertainment, and I will see you in the next video.